If you start load the data from HDFS, the data will be moved from the local location to, I mean local in the sense the in the HDFS location to Hive warehouse, right? And other option is by referring the location option. By referring the location while creating a table itself, we will specify the location. It means where the data resides, that location we will give. I hope everyone understand till these 3 points. Creating a managed table. Yep.
Yeah, can you show us an example of the location?
Yeah, sure. I'll show it now.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. So first let me put some data into a category. Okay. Let's go to our location where the data is available.
Your screen is kind of blurred. It's not clear. Is it right, everyone? For others?
Yeah, Sudhir. Okay. Is there a problem with everyone, Ashok?
Yes, yeah. Like I'm seeing kind of blue screen. Not I'm not seeing clearly your
Okay. I'm stopping.
sharing.
I stop sharing now.
Yeah, now it's okay.
No. I stopped sharing. So you're not able to
Yes,
see anything.
yeah, yeah. Yes, correct.
So now I'm going to make visible. I mean, I'm going to share my screen. Now tell me whether you are able to see the screen or not.
Yes. No, just now it was clear. Then again, it went to the same mode. How about Vijay for you?
It's fine for me, Ashok.
I think
Is it okay then?
can you try to re-log in, Ashok?
Yes, I'll do it. Yeah.
Okay. So now
Uh,
to show the location option, okay, to show the location option, the data should available in a HDFS, right? The data should be available in HDFS. Then only I can point out the location, right? Let me draw here. See, I have a data in HDFS. I have a data in HDFS. This is my data in HDFS. Let's say this data is slash categories slash dot csv file. Okay, either csv or dot txt is really doesn't matter. The only matter is delimiter is the matter. Okay, what is the delimiter inside the file? Whether it's a text file, whether it's a csv file, whether it's something else is really no not matter. And internally how the data looks, that is a matters, right? So this is my HDFS location. This is my HDFS location. Now I have created a table. Okay, so I have created a Hive table. It's on top of HDFS, right? I have created a Hive table on top of HDFS, which is actually pointing to this. Actually pointing to this. The my Hive table, it is pointing to this. This is a Hive table. So if I go and do a select query on this, select query or any of the query on this, actually the data is getting from here, and the data is coming from HDFS. Do you understand, Vijay? So we have seen load command. Everyone understand the load? Okay, everyone understand the load. Load is in the local mode. Load local, and another one is just a load, and other one is insert. We can insert row by row, or the second one is we can select and insert into this. select from other table, insert into this. Select from existing table and parallelly and insert into other table. Insert into other table. The third option is pointing out the existing location. Pointing out the existing location. See, here we need to understand one thing: whether you're loading a data, whether you're inserting the data, whether you're pointing out the data will be there in the HDFS only. Is that clear to everyone? The data will be there in HDFS. Correct? Vijay, Ashok, Sudhir? The data will be there in HDFS. The data will not move. The data will be there in HDFS only.
Yes, yes, Vera.
Now, if I am loading the data, if I'm loading from outside, the data will go to HDFS. If I'm loading inside the HDFS itself, it will go from a normal location to a Hive warehouse location. If I insert the data, it will go to HDFS. I'm selecting from other table and putting into other table. That's also go to HDFS only. The location speciality of the location is you really no need to load the data. You really no need to insert the data. The data is already available in HDFS. The data is already available in HDFS. Okay, when the data is already available in HDFS, it is a proper structured data. Let's assume that it's a structured data. It is a structured data. So when it is a structured data, means comma separated or properly structured, proper either comma separated or a hash separator or dollar separator, whatever the separator it is. So now, why can't I directly make use of this data into table while creating a table itself? That is the point. So here location, while I'm creating a table, I will use location keyword to point out this location. Location keyword to point out this location. Location keyword to point out this. So as soon as I point out this, my Hive table, what it will do, no? It will actually not create any data into warehouse. It will actually not create any directory into warehouse. It will just point out to this location. It will just point out to this location, and you can do the data will be available in the Hive table. You can query, you can do whatever the things you want. So let's see that example to show that first the data should be available in HDFS. Correct? The data should be
Yeah.
available in HDFS first. So now I'm going to put the data into HDFS.
Vera, one question. Understood the concept here. In production scenarios, what will be the ideal choice?
So
I know it
in the
can depend on this
in the production
situation.
environment, there are two scenarios there in the production environment. One is we're fetching the data from RDBMS and putting to Hive. Other one is there will be a middleware. Okay, the middleware, or you can call a file system. The data will be putting into a file system. From the file system, we'll be loading the data into Hive tables.
You
I will
mean,
load.
so we will be using the location option
No,
frequently, is it?
no. See, that's up to us.
Okay.
Okay, that is up to. See, the data is already loaded. The result is there
Yeah.
in that location. So there is another use case. Okay, there is another use case. Let's say if you guys remember in the last class session, in the last class session, I have created a table. Uh, I think someone is unmuted. Okay, so in the last session, what I have done, I have created a table and I have loaded the data, and I also use the put command to load the data into the same location. So what does
Yeah.
it mean? So what does it mean? If the data is available in the same directory, how many data is there? The data, if it is properly delimited, the data can be accessible. Okay, so here two scenarios are there. It's totally depends on the use case, Vijay. Let's assume that I'm processing the data and I'm putting the process results into Hive table for the further process. In the production one is directly fetching the data from RDBMS, load to put in load to his Hive table by using scoop. That's one. The second one, we may run some other processes like a map reduce, some other process. The results we may load into this. some process will happen. The results will load into Hive table. The third option is there will be some the data will be keep coming from systems like a flat files. Those flat files, what we will do, we will put into we will read the flat files. Okay, we will read the flat files. We will read those flat files and load into Hive table. Or there something will be using Kafka another messaging service, or any other processed data as I showed in above, or read the data from some specified location from the folder, the local folder, and load that data into Hive table by using Spark or by using some other process. Or the fourth option is, I mean, it totally depends. Okay, the how your source is emitting the data, how you are processing the data. So the data will be coming to the one source location, or some one source location. The source location will call it a file system, normal file system, not HDFS. From this normal file system, there will be another process who will read the data, and that guy will check the validations and all those things, then load into Hive table. So it's based on the use case, based on the source, based on the way you are getting the data, we will use them. This is clear, Vijay? Ashok?
Yes, but I don't know much about Kafka. So what does it do?
Kafka is a messaging service like similar to a Flume, who will read the data from the different sources. I mean, different sources in the sense you will be having a producer who produces the data. I mean, that is a streaming, live streaming. Like simple terms, it's a real-time data, streaming data.
Okay. And SRC, what is an SRC?
I mean, normal local folder. Let's say I'm putting we have one server, one file system server. That is a source.
Okay.
I'll be putting the flat files in that source. There will be one process will be running. Your process, it can be MapReduce process, it can be Spark process, whatever the process it is. It will be reading the data from that file system that will put it into load or Hive table.
Okay.
Is it clear?
Like using HDFS put command, is it?
No. This is they are loading by using their normal file system. Since it is a normal file system, they will put it here, either copy or whatever the way they put. They'll be having
Okay.
some other system here.
Okay.
And once it is available in this local location, let's say you some Linux machine, from the Linux machine they will copy, either it can be put if it's just a copy, or if they want to do validations like a schema validation or a data validation kind of thing, they have to go with a process like a Spark process or a MapReduce process or some other process, right? But
Okay.
the results will be loaded into Hive table.
Okay.
Okay, is that clear? Or
Yeah.
another one is, this is very rarely used, people will rarely go with this. The data is already there in HBase. There is another database on top of HDFS. The data is already available in this. We can point out or we can convert into Hive tables. Hive table, I mean, convert is not converting. We can access them directly into Hive table from the Hive tables. The data is already available in HBase. That data we can use on Hive tables.
Okay.
Since HBase is not SQL friendly, it is not SQL friendly. So Hive is SQL friendly. So who are familiar with SQL, they want to go with SQL. What they will do, they will point out the data, whatever the data is there here, and they will query that by using SQL. That's clear, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So everyone, I think how it will be how the Hive will be used in the real time. Most of the cases, they'll fetch the data from RDBMS, they'll put into Hive tables. Most of the cases, I have seen all of them, that kind of cases only. Okay. The scoop
Okay.
Hive table, if you guys remember, scoop Hive table we have discussed in incremental
Yeah.
input and all those things, the same way.
Yeah.
So let's move on. Let me continue what I was doing. I was loading the data into Hive table, sorry, HDFS, to demonstrate you location. Okay, this is my data. Ashok, are you able to see my screen, Ashok? Is it my screen is clear now?
Yes, Veera. Yeah.
This is my data. Okay, this data I'm going to look at the data. This is the data which is comma separated data. I'm going to put this data into HDFS. So to put this data into HDFS, I should have a path. This is the path. I think I may already have it. No problem. I'll be creating a new one. HDFS, DFS. You can use Hadoop FS or HDFS DFS. Hyphen put. This is the source. I want to put a complete directory. Okay. I'm putting into destination. Destination I'm specifying only slash. Only slash means in the root directory under the root. Under the root. So you can check it. Hadoop FS hyphen ls. Just give a slash. It will give you the whether the categories directory is loaded or not. So you have a categories. So you have a categories here. You can check whether the categories has any data or not. You can check whether the category has any data or not. Yes, I do have some category data here. So you can also check is there any data in this or not by using cat command. I hope you guys are already aware of these commands. The screen is not visible. Let me make it zoom in. If the screen is not visible properly, I hope it is clear now. Okay, let's use Hadoop fs hyphen cat. So it will show you the data here, right? So data also available now. Now it means that in the HDFS I have a data. In the HDFS I have a data. Now I'm going to create a Hive table. I'm going to create a Hive table. Okay, let's look at guys here. I'm going to create a Hive table which does not have to my schools, which does not have already the table does not have. I'm going to create a table. Here also you have a commands like a show databases, use database, all are there. You also have here show databases, all same commands are available here. Show databases, show databases. If you have what are the databases are there here, you can see that database. And use our database is Hadoop 11 underscore 12. Okay, now show tables. Here also you have a show tables. That's what I said. It is a very much friendly SQL friendly. It looks like SQL only. You are writing all the queries like SQL only. Okay, so now I'm going to create a table on top of this which is pointing out the location which is available in this. So here while you're specifying the location, guys, try to remember this. While you are creating a location, the location should not be a file, should be a directory. Why? Because our table is a directory, not a file, right? Our table is a directory, not a our table is a directory, not a file. That's the reason our data, whatever the path I am specifying, that should be directory, not the file location, directory location. So I don't want to create a temporary location. I can remove this for time being. I'm creating anyway manage table. Okay, and I can say this is like this. I'm creating a category table with the location. So that's the meaning of this. So my table has, if you see the data in the Hive table, sorry, in the HDFS, if you see the data in HDFS, it's a comma separated. Three fields are there. It's a comma separated. Three fields are there. One, two, three. It's a comma separated. Three fields are there. So now my Hive table also should have three columns. Otherwise it will load a null values. Okay, be careful that first we need to understand the data. Based on the data only we have to do that. 1 second guys, please be online. Hello. Look at guys here now. Look at here. So I'm creating a table, table name, field, field 2, field 3, and row format delimited for terminated by comma, since my data is also comma, and stored as a text file. You guys know it. There are different formats of the storing the data. And location, I'm specifying the existing location here. I'm specifying the existing location. So I really no need to load the data or insert the data into this. Okay, whenever it says okay, it means that the table is created successfully. So now look at here, I'm going to select data from this. You can also use the limit command here to limit the data. Why it is not showing category?
Which file
We
contents.
just create the table, not the content.
No, content is already there. We are pointing out that no, the location is different. The location is wrong. Categories. The location is categories. We have given category. We have given category here. Actually, categories. It should be categories. RIS. Understand, right? While creating a table, I have given category as the table name. But it should not be a category, right? It should be categories. The table name is categories. That's the reason empty table is get created. No, the advantage of location is we should not load the data. We should not load the data. We are referring the data which is already exist. What is telling? Drop table name, right? Like, I think so. Yeah, data came. Data came.
Yeah.
Is this clear to everyone?
Yes, Veera. Veera, I have one question. In terms of performance, which option is better? You showed us 5 options, right? In terms of how to load the data or how to query the data. So in terms of performance, which is better?
The performance is loading or locations both are same. Loading is just like a dumping the data into specified location. Insert is not really good. Why? Because it launch a process in between.
Mm-hmm.
The load or specifying the location is I personally feel specifying the location is better. Why? Because if you load the data is getting moved from one location to another location. So
Yeah.
if you go ahead and see in the Hive, right, Hive UI. So let me open the Hive UI here itself. 192 system user Hive warehouse. So is there any table created under this? Actually, as we discussed, it has to be there in this table. No, the default location is warehouse, right? Why warehouse is not
Yeah.
come here now? The categories is not come here. Categories underscore location table, because we are
It's pointing
specifying
at the location.
existing data.
Location.
Yes, we are referring the existing data. There is no point to create a data. So which data I am referring? I am specifying this categories. This one categories. Now the table has been created on top of this. The table has been created on top of this. Understand, right?
Yeah. So data can stay in one location, and then we just query.
Exactly.
Yeah. Rather than moving it and
Moving. So if I use normal command, it will move. Suppose if I use put command into this location, no, let's assume that quickly. Let me create a quickly 3 columns. I think I have shown this sometime before. Okay, let me. I think I have shown it. Okay, I don't know. 50, comma, Vera, comma, something. Hadoop. 52, comma, Ravi, comma, Spark. 55, comma, Kumar, comma, Java. Okay, so this is my sample data. Let it save it in desktop. Oh, already sample data is there. Sample data dot txt. No matter whether it's a txt or save file. Okay, now this file I'm going to put into HDFS. Look at guys here. Okay, HDFS DFS hyphen put slash home data node desktop sample data, and I'm putting into slash categories slash. Now I'm going to put this file under categories. So now my table is created under top of the categories, right? I hope everyone able to follow. I hope everyone able to follow here. So my data is there under categories. So let me show select star from location. Let me see that completely. How many records are there? 58 records are there. So Vera and all is not available here. Vera, Spark and all is not available. So now I'm going to load the data manually. I'm going to load the data manually with a different file. With a different file. Now you go ahead and query this. You go ahead and query this. Look at here. Look at here. 50, 52, 55. Why this? Why this null? Why this null? Can anyone tell me? Why this is null?
Could you show the file, Vira, context of the file? Is it cat command or in the folder?
This is my file, sample data. This is categories. This is
Yeah,
categories.
even specify the value. Even specify the value, right?
I have specified the value, 50 and name and 3 columns. I have 3 columns I specified. Here also 3 columns only.
Data type. Data type.
Exactly. Data type is mismatch. In here, the data type is number, number, and here it is string. Here it is string. So due to the data type mismatch, it will store the null. Okay. Now look at one more time. Okay. Now here I will give only one column. I'll give only one column, 56. Okay. Next, I will give. I'm trying to show you a different kind of experiments. Okay. So this time, okay, let me fine, no problem. The 56. This time I'm doing a Vera first, and Ravi, Kumar. Let me go with a different delimiter, dollar or hashtag. Let me go with different delimiters. So since my table is created with a comma separated, now I'm loading the data with the different delimiters. Try to look at here. Okay, different delimiters. I'm trying to load the different delimiters with the 4 columns now. With the 4 columns now. These are all actually the things we need to experiment. Okay, so when you do these kind of experiments, you'll really understand how internal is working. Oh, it's already exist. Hyphen F force. I'm using forcefully. I'm forcing. So when you do a force, it will override. Now look at here. So many nulls. Null, 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 null. So many nulls. So 56 is loaded. It didn't find the two more. It didn't find the 2 more columns. So null, null came. And the other thing is, it's not even matched the columns. Other things are not matched the column. Look at here. The 56 is loaded. This is not matched anything. It is not comma separated, not matched anything. Null. And a new line is there here. See, new line is there here. New line. That's the reason 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 records are loaded. You can see here 6 records. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Clear? Are you guys able to follow? Ashok, Vijay, Sudhir. So the pattern has to
Yes,
match.
Viraj.
The data type has to match. Delimiter has to match. Number of columns has to match. Okay?
Yeah. Viraj, just one question. Probably would have already mentioned this. How do you delete files from Hadoop?
How do?
How do you delete files in Hadoop?
Oh, very good question. Can someone tell me how to delete the file from HDFS? I think Vijay forgot all HDFS commands. It's the RM command, Vijay.
RM, yes, yes, RM. Yes, you're right.
Okay. Now with proper delimiter, I'm going to put some other. Okay. Ashok, Vijay. Okay. Well, I need to have a data also proper data. Okay. 1 comma, not 1. I'll say 57. 57 comma 57 comma Ashok comma and Vijay comma Sudhir. Look at here. Now I'm going to load again the same data. Another data. I mean, with the data type is matching here. First column, second column also data type is matching. Third column also data type is matching, but with the extra columns. So what will happen in this case if I load the data into Hive? What will happen in this case if I load the data into Hive? These are all experiments. Oh, some exception came here.
So what is the data, Viraj? Sorry, I was taking some notes.
This is the proper data type. First column should be number. If you see the table,
Okay.
first column number,
Okay,
second
sorry.
column number, third
Yeah,
column
number, number.
varchar.
Okay.
So here number, varchar, but extra columns and delimiter also comma only.
Okay.
Okay, but it's given me some problem with the HDFS. Yeah, now it is loaded. Look at here, 57, 57, Ashok, and ignore the next rows. Last null is for extra character. Okay, last null is you have an extra new line here. New line here. If you remove the new line, it will not come. I remove the new line. Save it. Go back. Use the force command to override the existing file. And now look at 57, 57 Ashok. And what about other Vijay and Sudhir? It is ignored. So whatever the delimiter matches, what are the columns which is matches, it has taken till those columns. Rest of them has been ignored. Understand, right?
Okay. Yeah, you understood.
So I want you guys to execute all of these commands and different type, take the different type of data types and different type of these things, and I want you to execute it. Okay,
Okay.
take it as an assignment and try to do it. Then try to understand. Okay, internally it's happening like this. Even though I put the data, I'm able to access the. I've used the put command here. Still, I'm able to access the data into Hive since I'm putting into the same directory. Whatever my Hive is referring, the same directory I'm putting the data, so I'm able to access it. Right now, if I drop this table, now try to understand Vijay and others. Okay, this is the much difference between this is the major difference between the Hive and Hive managed table and external table. So now, if I drop this table, look at here,
Yeah.
HDFS also. In HDFS, you have a data. Oh, sorry. We have a data in this slash categories. You have a data. Two records are, I mean, two files are there. Okay, two files are there under the categories. I'm going to drop the table. I'm going to drop this table. Okay, before dropping this table, let me query your MySQL Metastore. Our Metastore is MySQL only, no?
Yeah.
Something.
You're not on MySQL, Vira.
Yes. I thought I was in MySQL. Oh, okay, okay, okay. Yes. Above it was showing MySQL prompt, but it's not actually.
Yeah, I saw that as well.
Metastore is our Hive Metastore, correct? How will I know this is the data? This is the one only Metastore or something else? You can go to your Hive site XML.
Yeah.
You can see the properties of that. You can look at here. This is the Metastore. You're unable to see. This is the Metastore, right? This is the Metastore I'm using for my Hive, and my Hive username is root only, and my Hive password also root only. Hive username is root, and Hive password also root.
No, I think it's MySQL username and password, right? Not
No,
Hive.
no, this is okay. Let me tell you that I'm using for my MySQL, my Hive also both the same user only I'm using. For Hive, you can create a different user and you can have a different password. But here, for my MySQL, I'm using the same user for Hive and MySQL both. For Hive, I'm using root as a username and password. For MySQL also, you can use root or you can create a specific to Hive. See, one database can log in multiple people with a
Okay, where
different
is the username and password configuration for Hive? Because this is MySQL configuration, right?
Hive Metastore. I'm trying to say Hive Metastore. Hive Metastore is nothing but MySQL only, right?
Yeah, that's right.
So the Hive Metastore, I'm using root.
You mean to say, is this password for database or is it password
Database.
for
Database.
connecting to MySQL or connecting to
Database.
MySQL?
Database not connecting to the Hive. There is no password, username, password for the connecting to Hive. Your Hive is connecting to MySQL. Your Hive is connecting to MySQL. RDBMS.
Yeah, that's right. So it needs a username and password. So that is the username and password which is specified here.
Correct. That username is
Yeah.
okay. Let me put in simple way. This is the username and password of your RDBMS.
Yes.
Okay. So what I'm trying to
Yeah.
say here, root, both are same. Okay.
Yeah.
Your Hive through my into a MySQL, you can also create one more user in a MySQL in RDBMS for
Okay.
which is specific to Hive. You can create it, but I didn't create. I didn't using separate. I'm using the same only root only. I'm using. That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay. So that is a database password. Okay, fine. Okay,
Database
got
username and
it.
database password. Correct.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So my
Okay,
database
fine.
name is Metastore.
Metastore.
Okay. So use Metastore, show tables. There are so many tables in Metastore. Okay. There are so many tables in your Metastore. Suppose you want to see we have created a categories underscore location table, right? That will be there in the TBLS. Look at here. Categories location. Categories is location. That is I have created table ID it is okay, and when it has been created, and the last change. Oh no, what is this? retention. I need to see the description. Table ID, create time, uh, DB ID, your database ID, lost access time. Okay, and owner is the data node, and retention is 0. SDID is 1. Table name is sample. Okay, table name is our table name is categories. And what type of table it is? Table type, managed table. View extended text, view original text. Both are null. I mean, we didn't put anything there. So here the table name, some metadata information about your table. About your columns will be there in the calls. You have something called calls here. Columns. This one. Columns underscore v2. Okay, let me show that also. Select start from columns underscore v2. It does not exist. What is the name of it? Look at here. The column information. What is the CID? A CD ID. The CD ID is 7. The CD ID is nothing but here table ID 7. Guys, I hope you guys are able to follow. 7. Here also 7 is matched. Okay. And table name is categories underscore location. What are the columns are there in that? Category, department ID, department name and all. What is their types? This. What is the integer index? 102. I mean, they have given integer to how it came, I really don't know. But this is how it is managing the metadata information. As we discussed earlier sessions, your Metastore database, Metastore will store the Hive table information. Correct? That's what we discussed. That is the purpose of the Metastore, right? To store the meta table about the Hive table, we will store into your RDBMS. This is where I'm doing. So the table in the tables TBLS, I have a table information. In the columns V2, I have a columns. Like that. There are some other tables also. I never explore into that. It's really not required for us. Indexes, functions, DBs. I think let me see what is then the DBs. Are you guys able to follow? Yeah, databases. Hi, Hadoop 11 underscore 12 database, and the name of that, the location, DB location. This is the DB location, and the default, there will be default DB, no, that will be warehouse, and who is the user who created, and it's a public, and it is data node, right? And like that, there will be so many. I never explore into that. If you want to go through, I mean, retrieve. I mean, if you want to explore, please go ahead and look into detail. Okay. If you have any partitions, we'll see the partitions later point of time. For time being, it's not required. Hive logs, functions, database underscore params. I don't know what will be there in this. Completed compactions, completed transaction components. This is really metadata. We never expose into that. Let me see what is there in this. Nothing is there. So you guys understand, when you create a Hive table, there will be some information will be created in RDBMS. Is that information that is clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So the table information will go into one table which is called TBL. The columns information will go into one table called columns underscore v2, and your database information will go to some other table called DBS. So this is the metadata. So the metadata is not actually storing into single location, the single table. The metadata information is loading into different tables in the metadata. Now, if anyone wants to, whenever I execute a select query or whenever I execute any query, what will happen? Your Hive first will refer the metadata. fetch the metadata information, then go to the HDFS, then fetch the results. That is what is happening in the background. Background. That's what happening in the background. I hope that's clear. So if I drop this
Yeah.
information, now I'm going to drop the table. Now I'm going to drop the table, which is a managed table. Okay. Before dropping it, if I drop it, I cannot recover, right? That's the reason. So I'm going to describe. Look at here. Describe the table. So what is a describe table? Normally it shows the column name and number of columns and number of column names and column data types, right? Hive is given different type of describes. So describe formatted. There is something called describe formatted. Describe formatted. Now look at here the full information. When I say describe formatted, it is giving detailed information. Look at here. Column names, data types. If you have any comment for the specific column, you can also keep the comments for the specific column. While creating table itself, you can do that. Okay, and database name, user, owner, when it has been created, when the last access time, retention 0, location of your table, type of your table, number of files in table. Number of files in that the directory, but actually it is two files are there. But normally when you create a table, we have specified only one, so that is the one file it is showing here. But actually, it's two files are there in that. Total size and your transaction DDL time, last DDL time, and Saradi. Look at guys here. So the table which I am loading into comma separated or hash separated, whatever the separated I'm loading, right? How my I will understand, oh, first comma I need to go first column, second comma I have to go second column, third comma I have to go third column. How it will understand? That is also internally a Java code. That code is SERD, serialization and deserialization. Serialization and deserialization. We'll talk about that very detailedly later point of time. And input format. The input format tells that what type of data you are loading into Hive. Are you loading a text type, or are you loading any binary type, or are you loading any object type? Different type of data will be having. So you don't confuse with the text CSV has separated. They all comes under text category only. Okay, binary is the different type of data. Sequence file, Parquet file, ORC file format, and we have seen some file formats, right? Auro file format. They are binary. They are different. They are not text. And output format. So when you select query, when you do now, it is showing nicely in the output, right? Who is doing that? That's also some Java class. That is a Hive output format. That's also Hive output format. Okay, and you can also see compressed. No, the data is not compressed. Is it bucketed? We'll talk about the bucketed later point of time, but at this time you really not required. And bucket columns, sort columns, you really not required at this time. And field delimiter, comma, serialization format, comma. Understand, guys? You're able to see all these details formatted.
Yes, Vira.
Okay, this is how the internal things of your Hive. This is how it will be there in internally. This is how it will be there internally. So I want you to review this video one more time for the understanding of the Hive internally and how it is working and all. Now format also, describe also is done. Now I'm going to show you drop the table. If I drop the table, what will happen? If I drop this table, what will happen? Sorry for the disturbance. Drop table, table name, and I'm dropping this. When I, as soon as I press it, table will be deleted from the Hive. Table will be deleted from the metadata. And table will be deleted from the HDFS also. Three places the data will get deleted. Look at here. Show tables. Do I have a data here? Table is there? No. I don't have categorization, so location is not there. Let's go and check here also. Location is not there. The path does not exist. That's what it's trying to say. The categories is not there. Deleted. Table is deleted. Data also deleted. Now look at here whether the metadata is deleted or not. We will see. Metadata is deleted or not, we'll see. First we'll see in a TBLS. There is no entry for the 7. There is no entry for the 7. There is no table called location and categories underscore location. There is no here, right? Metadata also deleted. Let's see the DBS. There is no, only I have only columns key and value. There is no category underscore ID, category underscore name or something. Those are not there. It means if you are using a managed table, the data will be deleted, schema will be deleted, and table also will be deleted. All three places it get deleted. Is that clear?
Veera, even if you specify the location attribute while creating the table, even then the data will be deleted from Hadoop
Yes.
HDFS, is it?
Yes, it is a managed table. Yes, it will be get deleted. Irrespective of your loading, inserting, or location, the data will be deleted. Since it is a managed table.
Okay.
Okay. Is that clear?
Okay.
Okay. I want you guys to go through this document since I have already shared this document with you. So I want you guys to go through this document and try to complete the rest of the part here. There are so many examples in this directory. I mean, with the detailed information. I mean, in this file. So temporary table. There is something called temporary table in Hive. We can create a temporary table by using a temporary keyword. Okay, and tomorrow we will be seeing the external tables and the rest of the stuff, and we will go one by one, and I will be showing these external tables and with some examples are there, and external table with location, without location. Those things we will be seeing that. Once we're done with external tables, we'll be seeing there are something called complex data types. As of now, we have seen int, float, double, string kind of data types, but there are other data types also in a Hive, which is called array, which is called struct, which is called map. There are other data types are also available in Hive. We're going to see them, and once that data types are done, we're going to with the partitions, the most important part in the Hive. Partitions partitions and after that we'll be going with the buckets bucketing. After that, we're going through some joins. After that, we're going through some Saturdays. Then, once we complete Saturdays, I'll be showing one example, which is a Hive with the HBase integration. HBase is another database. We will talk about that when I cover HBase. So, uh, then the Hive will be completed. The Hive is the most important component in the Hadoop stack. Hive. So now Hive is slowly becoming a database. It was a data warehousing system. It is designed as a data warehousing system, but now slowly it is becoming a database. It started supporting real-time instructions and real-time insertions, deletions, and the row-level operations also started supporting, like your Phoenix database. Phoenix also a database on top of HDFS where you can, do row-level operations. Phoenix is normal database only. It's not actually on top of the this. Okay, yeah, that's it for today. Yeah, we will see tomorrow. I recommend you to please join. As Ashok suggested, we'll be having classes day after day, or I'm very much okay with the regular also, because since it's a morning time, I'm very much okay with the morning regular also. You guys can decide and tell me whether to continue the regular or we'll continue the day after day.
No, I think alternate days will be good, Veera. So it
Fine,
gives us some more time to,
fine.
practice.
Thanks for that. No problem. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, thank you guys. Thanks for your time. Have a wonderful day.
Have a good day, Veera. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.